and to wrap up KMF 2024 on behalf of all of us at Khazanah, let us invite our Managing Director, Dato Amirul Feisal Wan Zahir, to the stage. Dato Feisal, the stage is yours.
Yang Berhormat, Senator Datuk Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan, Minister of Finance 2, distinguished KMF speakers, board members of Khazanah National Berhad, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. So Khazanah Megatrends Forum 2024 is coming to an end. And I do hope that we've had a very stimulating last couple of days, including today, from the discussions as well as the networking. And I don't know, Effie, whether the bankers are still outside or they're back in. Okay. But I have to say that we really like to thank the 31 distinguished speakers. So yeah, give a round of applause, yeah. We've had a very, very insightful and fruitful time. And also to thank Professor Stiglitz as well, who's, this is your second time here, and hopefully we can invite you again at some point. So yeah, thank you very much. Now, as you know, Yang Berhormat, the theme for KMF 2024 is Pursuit of Potatoes, paving paths from the probable to the possible. So the story of the innocuous tuber is humble and mighty, right? The theme explores the concept of a seemingly insignificant creative solutions that can result in positive impact, whether it's intended or unintended, and the need for commitment to innovation and systemic problem solving that economies must make in order to achieve a more sustainable development path. So over the past 2 days, we've discussed this theme from the perspectives of markets, firms, society, and people, as well as having social and cultural components as well. Now, I know it's not easy to do, but I'll try my best, and I will try to briefly recap our discussions. So yesterday, we had the keynote address by Professor Michael Muthukrishna, and he highlighted the 4 laws of life: energy, innovation, cooperation, and evolution as a key to understanding human behavior. I think that's quite a profound insight. So, Professor, I have to make a confession, if you don't mind. So as I was reading your book, and of course I came across the off-gas sauna, and that's how you cleared your mind and contemplated these big issues. And unfortunately, what came to my mind was Grandmaster Uguay. Thinking about the, and then I saw you and said, oh, you're so young. Okay, so yes, we learned a lot. And I think Professor emphasized that embracing diverse perspectives is essential for innovation, as our varied mental software shapes problem-solving approaches. Now, policymakers must address root causes by unearthing our possible potatoes to avoid unintended consequences, like the cane toads or the cobras of quick fixes. As we tackle growing complexity, breaking through the energy ceiling with a positive-sum mindset and bold system-level solutions is key to unlocking the next stage of growth and innovation. Now, in the core panel of macro and markets, so in the core panel of macro and markets, the world is entering an era of high interest rates, diverging economic cycles, and increased geopolitical tensions. However, there are exciting opportunities for ASEAN. Amid trade tensions and deglobalization, in the face of shifting regimes, we need new strategies of capital and resource allocation. The West must rethink its industrial strategies, while international portfolios should be reevaluated based on unique market dynamics. So then we had the next special session, the panel discussed India, China, and the impact on ASEAN. Now today, as China recovers from asset price corrections and India grows at 7%, Malaysia and ASEAN must tap into both giants' know-how. China's future hinges on stimulus to boost consumption, while India must strengthen infrastructure and manufacturing. To unlock ASEAN's possible potatoes, we need smart partnership. We need smart partnerships with Chinese firms with expertise and returns focus, and Indian businesses seeking capital to grow exports. Now, these alliances will drive ASEAN's next wave of growth. Then we have the core session on firms and transformation, focused on regional or ASEAN lens on exploring and exploiting. Now, it's encouraging to hear that ASEAN has the key ingredients for innovation. But close collaboration is needed to elevate the regional ecosystem. Now, panelists emphasize the need for a risk-taking culture to normalize failures, and then I hear you, Professor, Malaysia's quite used to it. Okay. So we need speed. Culture of, let me just get this. The need for a risk-taking culture to normalize failures, and also the speed as a currency of innovation. And paint a broader perspective of success for local champions. And during the special session on semiconductors, we heard that democratization of semiconductor technology is key to national sovereignty and will likely survive US and China supply chain bifurcation, that is in the interests of both parties. Now, for Malaysia, we must harness the momentum of our national semiconductor strategy and show the world not just what we can do, but what we will achieve in the realm of semiconductors. Yesterday's final TED Talk style session was Innovation Without Borders, and offered fascinating takeaways, including the bold venture of unlocking power on the moon, the significance of commercialized fusion energy for growth, the need to grasp why behind investments, and the vital role of human motivation driving digital transformation. So for today, in our opening feature address, Professor Joseph Stiglitz touched on progressive capitalism versus neoliberal capitalism. Now, a topic which is very, very timely, given the current level of global inequality and polarization. And 2024, remember, is also unique in that about 2/3 of the human population has or will be coming out to vote. And of course, the most watched election will be this November. So Professor Stiglitz stressed that through investment in public goods and managing externalities better enhances freedom than unfettered capitalism. He also emphasized the roles of government and civil society in building a good society. Continuing from Professor Stiglitz's feature address, we proceeded to the core session on growth and development, focused on the excesses of unbridled capitalism and the critical role of the state as a regulator, balancing sometimes conflicting priorities at state and federal levels. Central governments must establish industrial policies with a clear vision to guide local and regional projects, ensuring aligned goals at national and subnational levels for collective development success. And Yang Brahman, the topic of subnational levels of policy regulation hasn't been talked about much, and so I'm glad that as part of the discussions, this topic was raised. And next, the special session on Stronger Together, Catalyzing Growth from Malaysia, focused on the Gear Up program and development challenges, and I personally participated in that. So panelists explored how domestic investments are key to raising Malaysia's economic potential. Yet, the higher risks of local investments underscore the need for partnerships with firms, capital providers, and the government to ensure returns are commensurate with the risks and the respective mandates, and drive Malaysia's next stage of growth. Also, not to forget, in the evening, we did have a special event, which was Still Motion and Emotions, and we had Osama Zaid, as well as Essie Shekhar, which showcases Malaysia's art and culture. And I have to say that even as a Malaysian, we were absolutely marveled by the achievements and insights provided by the two presentations. In the Malaysiana segment, 5 spectacular stories and journeys were shared by amazing Malaysians. Now, the journey of creating a lasting value and impact for the nation's future in the areas of dark sky preservation, education, heritage conservation, environmental advocacy, and journalism. We also had our second feature address by Dr. Alice Evans. Now, how to boost Malaysia's workforce by unleashing the power of female labor force. And more children and higher female employment is not probable, but possible, okay? And it's possible by focusing on 3 critical areas: building the right care infrastructure, such as childcare, family support, and educational structures; promoting positive culture influences on productive role of women in the workforce; and in the importance of engaged fathers in society. So, Yang Berhormat, we finished KMF strong with a discussion on people and leadership, which you caught half of it, and where the panelists tackled the importance of diverse teams, why solving today's complex problems requires a team of rivals, and the challenges of managing across SOEs and MNCs. And the panel also discussed how media can be a double-edged sword in shaping perceptions of unity, polarization, and generation differences, where the media or its freedom promotes diversity of thought, but also the need to sift through the load of garbage as well, I suppose, that was used. So yeah, so with that, I've tried to summarize the last couple of days. I hope I did some justice to the many discussions that we had. But with that, I have the honor of inviting Yang Berhormat Senator Dato Sri Amir to deliver his KMF closing speech. Thank you.